In his 1959 nonfiction work, Out of Our Past, The Forces That Shaped Modern America, American author and historian Carl Degler presents a deceptively simple yet profoundly intricate query. How did the inhabitants of 20th century America evolve into the individuals they are today? This book, which has become an integral part of numerous high school and college curricula, delves into the roots of American capitalism, tracing them back to the earliest permanent European settlers, namely, the Puritans. The Puritans, seeking refuge from religious persecution in England, played a pivotal role in shaping the American identity. Despite their own history of persecution, their arrival laid the foundation for a nation where individuals sought independence from European societal and religious norms. Discovering fertile soil and an accessible market for arable land, the Puritans enabled families of European descent, initially of modest means, to achieve substantial wealth within a single generation. This overturned the rigid class system of the Old World, giving rise to a newfound social mobility and the birth of American capitalism. Contrary to succumbing to tribalism, immigrants from diverse European backgrounds began forging a shared American identity. England's oppressive policies against the colonies further fueled this nascent nationalism, uniting the disparate factions of the New World against their imperial rulers. Degler explores how these policies, intended to maintain English control, ironically spurred a revolutionary spirit among the colonies. This revolution, unlike traditional upheavals, didn't disrupt the order within the colonies, but rather consolidated their strength, establishing a formidable union that would exert influence on the global stage for centuries. As the narrative unfolds, Degler delves into the westward expansion of American civilization, especially in the aftermath of the War of 1812. This period ushered in relative stability concerning foreign adversaries, providing a backdrop for the nation's efforts to extend its reach westward. A critical juncture in American history, the era of Jacksonian democracy under President Andrew Jackson, is examined by Degler as a significant political trial for the young nation. Jackson aimed to eradicate any remnants of the entrenched aristocracy that still governed much of Europe. The success of America in navigating this populist era drew keen attention from European observers. In his analysis, Degler delves into America's protracted and costly efforts to eliminate the abhorrent institution of slavery. The failure of the South's bid for independence, in contrast to America's successful war against Britain, leads Degler to posit that revolutions often falter without a foundation of principles grounded in equality. The aftermath of the Civil War presented significant challenges for newly emancipated slaves, with the South struggling to fill the economic void left by the abolition of slavery. These challenges endured for decades, arguably persisting to the present day. Degler provides a detailed examination of the political and cultural divides that America grappled with post-Civil War, encompassing rural-urban distinctions, racial tensions between black and white communities, and socioeconomic disparities between the affluent and the impoverished. The rise of labor movements coincided with a tripling of the U.S. population between 1860 and 1914, coupled with a five-fold increase in the labor force. Degler scrutinizes widespread resistance to demographic shifts in America's immigrant populations, particularly the transition from Northern and Western European immigrants to the second wave originating from Eastern Europe and Russia, notably many Jewish immigrants. A focal point of Degler's analysis is the deepening urban-rural divide in America, intensifying by the early 20th century. A humanitarian convergence emerges between Christians alarmed by industrialization and urbanization and labor movements seeking to safeguard workers from exploitation. Characterizing the Great Depression and the New Deal as the Third American Revolution, Degler highlights how these events revitalized faith in America during a period when its foundational elements teetered on the brink of collapse. Taking a broad perspective, Degler assesses the evolution of the American family unit throughout the nation's history. Finally, he observes how World Wars I and II dismantled the isolationism that had long characterized American foreign policy. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.